I I gotta be perfectly honest with you guys. I never thought I would do an actual video about this, just because of how much controversy I knew it would stir up, just because of how much a lot of my friends, family kept saying, no, don't do this will just be weird, or just because of how much I knew that I would be exposing a whole different side of me that I probably didn't want to show to anyone. But I already have enough people asking me about it, not just on my channel, but at school. They asked me on my furry videos, they asked me just randomly. A lot of them I had to delete just because of how rude they were. So I'm going to finally discuss this. Am I part of the LGBTQ community? The quick answer? Drumroll, please. No. At least not in the way you guys are probably imagining. But before I start, I want to point out one thing. I had no idea what Pride Month or what any of that stuff was until 6th grade. Because that was when I first came across it, in 6th grade. Like, the way I remember it was there was this new kid, he was feeling really shy and sad, and I comforted him, and we had some good times on the playground and stuff. This was around the time when COVID hit, so I never saw him after that. I'm guessing he just moved or something. And then, around the time we were packing up, getting our stuff out of our lockers and stuff, one of the other kids in my classroom came up to me and asked, "Hey Moon, are you and the new kid like each other?" And I'm like, he's an okay person, but I'm not sure I would call him my best friend. Why you ask? And he was like, "Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about." I'm like, okay, it's fine. Have fun. And I was like, what the flip was he talking about? Nah, probably nothing. But about a couple months later, it was around May, when we should have been celebrating the last week of school, but no. We were stuck at home on our stupid computers doing e-learning junk. Sorry, that lockdown just really pissed me off. Anyways, that's when I saw this promo on Disney Channel to celebrate Pride Month, and I was like, oh, I've never seen those flags before, that sounds interesting. And it wasn't until next year, in 7th grade, when I finally decided to research it, and that's when I discovered what it was. It was basically, I'm not going to give the exact description, but my description probably won't be the right one, so people will probably get mad at me for like this. I'm just trying to summarize it up the best I can, okay? Don't judge me, don't blame me, okay? Basically, it's where a person has a different identity. And no, I'm not talking about furries or therians, all of those which I am, but no, this one is more like their human identity. The one that doesn't involve animals, it's all human. I'm pretty sure I described that the wrong way, but that's the best way I can think of describing it, because this video isn't scripted. I decided to just go ahead, you know what, I'll film it. I don't need a script for this. I legit wish I wrote a script for this, though. But anyway, that's when I first learned about it. And at first, I didn't think much of it. I thought, okay, that's cute, that's cool, good for those people. But it was around the time when I was in 8th grade, like finishing up my last years of junior high school, when there's a lot of things I've noticed that started to creep me out. Like, for one, a bunch of girls sometimes will be saying, "Hey, Moon," in the hallway when I was walking out of the bathroom or walking by. And some of them would even say, "Hey, can you borrow a pen?" And like, I have a pencil right here. So that really confused me. But what even confused me even more is when boys started doing it. And when the boys started doing it, I was like, oh my god. Are they flirting with me? Is this flirting? Is that what they're doing? Why would the girls flirt with me when I'm ugly? And why would the boys do if I'm ugly? And yes, I saw myself as ugly back then. I had a lot more acne than I do now. It was all just so weird. After that, I think that was around the time when I started becoming more of the isolated kid. Like, I didn't hang out with a lot of people at lunch, I didn't hang out with a lot of people after school, but most of that was just because a lot of my friends didn't live in the same town as I did, so it's not really my fault. But yeah, I pretty much tried to isolate myself from the whole world when I started noticing these things. Because at the time, I didn't know what they were, I didn't know what was going on, I was scared, because in the end, I just didn't want to be part of anything that was, I don't know, bad. Because, well, I wasn't against that community. My mom's boyfriend's brother was. He was a Catholic, and apparently Catholics say you'll go to hell if you're like that. I'm not sure why they say that. I looked over the Bible, I couldn't find anything that actually said he would. But then again, the Bible was rewritten like a bazillion times. So I doubt anything that's actually in it is still 100% accurate to current day. So I tried to just, I don't know, avoid that. That's why I don't really get involved with it at all, just because I don't like the bad memories it has with me feeling uncomfortable or me feeling scared. Because this took place at the time where the locker room incident took place, and that made me really scared of the other boys. And it also was the time when I learned where babies come from in my health and wellness class, so that made me scared of girls even. I was really not into any genders. Well, I was. But the problem was, it wasn't anyone that was real. Or at least not anyone real in my world. Yeah, I had fictional crushes. And before you ask, oh, were they all girls? No, some of my fictional crushes in media were actually boys. And here they are. Yeah, of course I chose Roxanne Wolf and Flora. But can you blame me? They look so cute. I especially love Roxanne Wolf the most, just because of her design and how much I love the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Like, it is absolutely my favorite franchise in the world. So yeah, well, I do find some male characters in media fun or attracting to be around. I'm never getting around to liking them because of their parts or for their looks. Like, the reason I like Kyoto so much is just because of the vibe his music gives me and how he feels like an old friend that I've always known for my entire life, and how it's uplifting. I love his personality, even though he's a robot. So, after a lot of thoughts and digging around, I decided that currently, I'm not in love with anyone in the real world or anything like that. But I like people for their personalities or who they are. I don't really find any genders or body parts attractive, or any type of feature attractive, really. I've never had that sort of feeling before. For the longest time, I thought that meant that I didn't like anyone. But after a while thinking, I made a conclusion. I love people for their hearts, and not for their parts. And if you ask me, that should be what everyone should. Like, screw what the Bible says. You should love who you want to love. And don't get me wrong, you won't see me staring at anyone for how they look. You won't see me staring at a girl for anything how they look. You won't see me staring at a boy for anything. But how do I say this? I'm not going to find anyone with specific body parts attractive. If I'm going to love someone in real life, I'm going to love them for who they are, for not what they look like or what gender they are. So, even though I don't get involved with that community a lot, or at all really, that's mostly just because I have nothing to do to be part of it. But I guess with all my decision making and stuff, I think it's fair to say that I'm this sexuality. I forgot the name, so I'm just going to paste it up on the screen here. It's basically where you love people for who they are, not for what they look like. And yeah, there you have it. Now before you ask, oh, you could do something cool for Pride Month and stuff, no. Like I said, I'm not really involved in that community anyway, just because of how much I don't really relate to it. But I do support it, because it's just like the autism and disabled community. They get treated badly sometimes, they get misjudged. We're like a pack, guys. We gotta stick together. Therians, disabled people, pride people, we're all different. We gotta stick together. Now, I know what some of you are probably wondering right now. Moon, why does this avatar look nothing like your OC? And to that I say, I tried to make one look like my OC, but for some reason, it's not letting me import it into Prism. I keep saying there's a file error. Like I said in Community tab, I'm pretty sure I'm just doing something wrong, or I formatted it the wrong way. But I won't try and fix that till over the summer, just because of how much I'm trying to make sure I get a good grade in school before school's out. We only have 3 weeks left. But that's it for another time.